been asked by a few people what my thoughts on the increase in food prices, and yeah, it is astronomical. It is, some countries 20, 30, even I've heard of some countries in North Africa 50%. It's absolutely scary. As a farmer, with hands in the soil, feet on the ground, I hope I could see this coming from a longer distance, because the cost of fertilizer sky high, and this is not just a UK problem. This is a global problem. Let's not forget it. We're losing a lot of land that is productive to produce food, so that can be a problem. We've got massive weather patterns, and I mean extreme weather patterns: rain, wind, snow. We've seen some of the coldest weather patterns out in New York. We're seeing some massive floods out in Europe. Dry summer this year. But is that the main problem? I don't know. I don't know enough about the climate to explain that. Every year is different. We've had dry summers before, we've had wet summers before, and we have wet winters. But it does seem that they're more extreme when they do come. I don't know, maybe as I'm getting older, I notice it more than what I did when I was younger. But what we really need to look at as well is what's happening worldwide, with government policy. If you look at what happened in Sri Lanka, absolute disaster. And that's what happens when you pull the plug on artificial fertilizer, pesticides, insecticides, overnight, without any real forward thinking. And that country, its inflation rate went up, food went sky high, and they struggled. They absolutely struggled to feed themselves. That's where a lot of countries are now, in that position. We can see America, food inflation's out there is skyrocketing, and it's all really the same kind of problems. And it's not just meat, eggs, dairy. We're seeing it on the wheat side as well. We've seen what happened in the Ukraine. That was a major eye-opener for a lot of people, and I think that's why we need to be looking at sustainable and local food systems that we can produce more of our own food in local areas to feed people. And it can be done. We've got some great technologies. We've got all kinds of vertical farming. We've got micro farming. We've got farms that can produce regenerative, top quality protein, cows, sheep. And we have to stop wasting food. We have to start looking across the board at how we can save food from the farm to the plate. So supermarkets aren't ploughing crops that aren't up to so-called standard. Every single piece of an animal that goes to the slaughterhouse needs to be utilised, needs to be used, that we don't waste anything. And we need to think about how our food's produced. Affordability, that is going to be the biggest problem going forward. Producing affordable food to feed a growing population. And I think we've got some tough decisions and tough choices to do, but farmers are definitely part of the solution. And by government working with these people, with us, with the industries, with the unions, or whoever they are, we can find solutions to feed people. But I think every nation looks within itself to feed itself, because if it doesn't, it's in trouble.